Alright, today we are going to test the benefits of a $3,000 microphone preamp. Now, the preamp in question is right here over my shoulder. It is a Dan Alexander microphone preamp, and on the outside, it's not that exciting, but it's what's on the inside that is the subject of today's video. On the inside of that son of a bitch is all genuine Neve parts for a 1272 line amplifier. Now, it's been modified to act as a microphone preamplifier, and if you're familiar with the Neve 1073, the most famous preamp in music recording, it's similar to that. It's basically half the circuitry. It's good enough for the test we're going to do today. Really, we just want to see if the all genuine parts in a Neve style preamplifier has that mojo that your recordings are looking for. Now, we're going to do a really simple A-B comparison between that preamplifier and the preamplifiers that are built into my console here. Now, if you read online about the preamps of this console, the Tascam M3500, you're going to hear nothing good from people. In fact, I've said things that are quite disparaging of this console, and we're going to see if any of that is actually true, right? So let's just get on through the setup of how we're going to do the A-B comparison here and get on with it. I wanted to keep the comparison for this video as simple as possible. So we're going to do a really simple demo in 3 variations. The first variation is going to be using the built-in preamps of my console. The second is going to be using the Neve style preamp with the output knob pinned to 10. This way I'm minimizing the amount of saturation. And then the third variation is going to be with that same output knob closer to the 1, and I'm going to be cranking the input stage of that preamp to get as much saturation as possible. Now, for each demo, I made the riffs and instrumentation as simple as possible because I wanted my variations to be not a part of the comparison, right? I wanted just the sonic characteristics to be the sole focal point. There are going to be 5 tracks on each of these comparisons: a drum track, a guitar track, a bass track, a vocal track, and a keyboard track. All the tracks are going to be recorded with a Bumblebee RM-5 ribbon microphone, except for the bass. I'll be using a DI box for the console variation, and then for the Neve style preamps, I'm going to be plugging directly into the direct input for the Neve style preamp. Now, as far as processing goes, I tried to keep it as minimal as possible while keeping it like a realistic situation of me recording a song in this room here. So there is some EQing on the drums, some minor EQing on the bass, and minor EQing on the vocals. I have parallel drum compression because that's kind of my go-to. I have some light compression on the bass and light compression on the vocals, and then to taste, I added a little bit of reverb on the vocals. Other than that, as simple as possible, no master bus compression, nothing like that. Now, I think that's enough talking. Let's just get to the end results. I'm going to loop the beginning of the song in a couple parts, and then I'm going to play the rest of the song throughout and kind of cycle through the 3 variations. I am not going to say which one is which. I want you to take a guess at the end, so pay close attention. All right, let's listen. Alright, so I want you guys to tell me what you think. Pause the video or something, comment below. Tell me which one did you like the most, A, B, or C? And then, which one do you think is which? At least try to tell me which one was the Neve style preamp with as much saturation as possible. I'm really curious to know, to hear your guesses. Truthfully, I'm not just trying to get like engagement or whatever. I'm very curious to hear your guys' opinion. Now, I'm gonna say the results now. I wrote them down. The Demo A was the console preamps. Demo B was the Neve style preamp with as much saturation as possible, and Demo C was the Neve style preamp with as least saturation as possible. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you folks. I could not tell one iota of difference between any of the demos. Not only that, I couldn't tell the difference between any of the instrumentation. Now, I had the benefit of one, being in the room and being able to listen on monitors directly, headphones. I was able to solo instruments. I was able to ride faders and do all these sorts of things, and I still could not tell one single difference between any of the tracks. Now, that was a little eye-opening for me. Now, I've parroted before that, you know, your preamp is probably going to be like 5% of your total sound. I'm surprised to say, in my scenario, it's apparently 0% of your total sound. Now, again, I'm not in an acoustically treated environment that's professional. A lot of this gear is prosumer. The Neve style preamp was running through my console, so it's going to add a little color there. There's a lot of variabilities here that, you know, if you're in a professional recording studio with top-notch gear, top-notch microphone, etc., you know, I'm sure you could probably hear a difference. But in the average home recording studio, I don't think you could tell a difference. Now, again, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I just have dull ears, which I know I do. So, you know, maybe you could hear something that I certainly cannot hear. Now, this was really helpful for me to kind of dispel the notion that the preamps in this console are bad. I mean, again, it sounded identical to this, and have I always felt that way just because I've read that online somewhere? That, you know, the built-in pre's for this console are just not that great, and I just kind of ran with it? Did I come up with it on my own kind of doing? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, but in the future, I'm not going to feel so hesitant to use the built-in preamps here. Now, if you're thinking I'm going to sit here and say you shouldn't buy a microphone preamp, I'm not going to do that, right? Because there's plenty of reasons. There's plenty of other scenarios, variabilities, right? Everyone's situation is going to be different. I'm not going to touch upon all that. I will, however, try to drive home the idea that I try to drive home in a lot of these videos, that for most of us watching, and me, we are home recordists that are doing it for fun and for the love of recording. We're not doing it for money. We're not doing it for our livelihood. So we have the benefit of prioritizing fun. Now, if a piece of gear makes you have more fun, or makes you come into your recording studio and actually record, that should be all the justification you need. I like buying stuff just because the way it looks sometimes, right? Don't feel ashamed. Who gives a shit, right? It's just so we could have some fun. So, if a piece of gear makes you want to come to the studio, hell yeah, let's have at it. Now, price here is going to be an important consideration. In the beginning of this video, I said this preamp's worth $3,000, I think. Now, one, the price for this is debatable, right? Could be between $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I was talking about it with a commenter in my last video, and we estimated somewhere around $2,000 to $3,000. Now, I didn't pay anywhere near that. I paid $200, and to me, that was a fair price. Someone might say, wow, that's a steal, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The comparison I just showed you. Do you think the differences are worth thousands of dollars for this preamp? No. You're paying for the name, right? The Neve parts inside that. And at the end of the day, come on. I don't know if I could justify paying that much for something like that, right? But again, if you could afford it and it makes you feel cool, hey, have at it, right? That's what it's all about. I think on a final note, probably the most important part of this video is going to be the main differences between the instrumentations and the final demos. Had nothing to do with the sonic characteristics. It had to do with my tightness as a musician and being on time. My drums were off on all three demos in the beginning, and that has way more of effect on the end result than anything else, right? Songwriting and music playing abilities trumps everything. So we should never forget that as songwriters, musicians, recording engineers, whatever. That is way more important than any other consideration, and we should prioritize our practice time and our experimentation just playing and songwriting as much as possible. Now, in the beginning of this video, the very intro, whatever demo I wind up using for that intro, again, it's purely going to be based upon which performance was the best. It has nothing to do with what preamp I was using or anything like that. So I just think that's something that we should all keep in mind. And that's it. All right. Until next time, I don't know. I think next video, I might do an A-B comparison between my tape machine and my Alesis HG24. Same exact type of scenario. And let's see if we can hear the differences, because I gotta be honest, I don't think we're gonna be able to hear the differences. On a side note, there's a good chance I'm gonna stop doing a lot of these videos. I'm realizing that I'm spending more time doing videos than actually playing music and recording. And I don't want this to be just like, you know, a discussion type of channel that I'm not actually doing things, right? And I had someone accuse me of being a gear tuber one time, or stuff like that, and that kind of bothers me. I don't want to be like that. I want to be a musician, and anyway, I'm probably going to be doing less videos in the future, so I don't know. If you made it this far in the video, let me know if that's a problem, and maybe I'll take it into consideration. Okay, good night. Okay, for the 5% of people still watching this video, the true fans, I'm going to reveal the actual results of that demo variation. I lied before. I wanted to see if me lying about it was going to influence some of the comments. Kind of a crappy thing to do, but honestly, it was more of an experiment on myself to see if that was going to influence the, you know, your guys' comments and results. So, Demo A was actually the Neve style preamp with as much saturation as possible. Demo B was the Neve style preamp with as least saturation as possible, and Demo C was the built-in console preamps. Again, kind of a thing to do to lie to you, but whatever. If you made it this far, maybe don't reveal down in the comments that I did that, and let's see if people keep pretending they could hear which one's which. You know what I'm saying? Alright, whatever. Okay, we're ending this.
This must cease! We were in mud up to here.